Oh, hello. Hello there, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Doug, you're starting early with the interpretive dancing, huh? That was art. Gosh,
Yes, it
wow.
was. But
Wow.
put an F in front of that and you'd be right.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Great. But yeah, happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Chatting with Doug, where you get to ask this guy some questions that you've always wanted to know the answers to, whether they be about Nostalgia Critic or about movies or about
Or
life.
Melvin, brother of the joke. I
We
love
purged
how
that memory,
many.
Doug. The people don't know. We've purged it.
Oh man, no, so many people request that on Cameo now, and I kind of love it.
That's amazing.
They're
I
like,
love
you
that
just
little
sing the
second life.
Melvin theme song like gladly. That's like the one thing I legit really remember about that guy because I made it once. I already kind of knew it was bad. I'm like, all right, let's just move on, whatever. And then people kind of loved how bad it was. I was just like, all right, I can run with it. But the one thing I always remember, Melvin, brother of the Joker. It is weirdly catchy.
I love that for you. I love it.
I love for us, for
Yeah.
society.
Yeah, for all of us as a whole.
Still better than Joker 2.
All right. Well, we're going to get to the rules here so that we can get to these questions. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages and super chats since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we might have time for either highlighted questions on Twitch or regular chat questions over on YouTube, but you'll probably want to save those questions for the end of stream when you know we're looking at chat, because we don't want you to repeat yourself over and over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do that. So just don't. On the YouTube side of things, we prioritize super chats that are $5 and over. We get just a large volume of questions, and this is one of the best ways that we can kind of sort through and prioritize and get to those non-paid questions, because I swear we are trying to get to them. Okay, I promise. Towards the end of stream, we might be able to have time to go back and read super chats that are $1 to $4, but $5 is what we prioritize here. Also on the YouTube side of things, you may notice that your super chat gets unpinned from the top of chat. Do not worry. I have a list of questions, and it is very rare that we actually miss a YouTube chat or even a bit message for that matter. It's just that we have a list and you need to have some patience. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. You just got to have some patience. Sometimes we can get to up to over an hour behind. Okay, over an hour behind, and in that case, just have some patience. We didn't forget about you. You didn't waste your $5. We just have a list. Have some patience. Please, no spoilers. Not everyone's had a chance to see the latest and greatest, okay? No Fantastic Four spoilers. I still think we're on the cusp here for Superman spoilers too. Soon. I feel like soon we'll have Superman spoilers be okay. But yeah. Also, keep your messages short and to the point. The longer it is, the faster we have to read it, the more likely it is that we don't have time to figure out what you're trying to say and we can't repeat it and try to figure it out, okay? So short and to the point is better. Along those same lines, if you absolutely must break up your message into multiple parts, please keep it to 3 absolute maximum. Again, we just don't have time to figure out how part 12 relates to part 6 and how this all relates to each other. So 3 parts, absolute max. Also along those same lines, please keep it to 1 question per bit message or super chat. It's just not fair if we have over 100 people here trying to ask a question and you ask 4 in 1. Okay, so 1 per bit message or super chat. I reserve the rights to change around your wording or shorten it or whatever if you're not following these rules, okay? So just be aware of that. I feel like I'm missing something, but I also don't know what else.
I think we got it.
I think we do got it. think we do got it.
Got it.
Really quickly here, chat, before we jump into today's questions, if you watched Friday's streams, you know that we had a little bit of problems. Doug's internet was on the fritz, and it was somehow translating.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, and give a green screen to YouTube.
Yeah, it
It's
was like video encoding errors all over the place that
the
it
girl
just
from The Ring was climbing out people's monitors. It was crazy.
it was
It was really crazy.
crazy. So we have just a couple of those super chats and bits to read first, and then we'll get to today's. Okay, cool, great. The Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. Okay, controversies aside, RIP to Hulk Hogan. His contributions to the wrestling business can never be overlooked.
I mean, I'm not even into wrestling, and I got into him. I got into Andre the Giant, Sergeant Slaughter, a lot of those guys. So yeah, I mean, whenever I think of him, that's certainly first thing that pops in my head. So yeah, no, like I said, that was like the short amount of time I actually did pay attention to wrestling when I was a kid. He was definitely like the image. That really was like the Rock of the day. Well, no, I was gonna say John Cena, but even that's not like who's the big wrestler now. The more I think about
I
it,
don't know
I
who's
don't know who the
just
big
the
name is.
wrestler. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so, but yeah, he was definitely the name at the time.
Maggie, thank you for the $5 super chat. I just finished watching all 3 of the Naked Gun movies for the first time. Will you be seeing the new Naked Gun this week? Or next week?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's well, yeah, it should be this week, and yeah, it's getting good reviews. I think it's a good idea to have Liam Neeson in that role. And when I saw the trailers, about half the jokes were working, half weren't, but like I'll take half. If the half are as good as that OJ joke, then I'll be like, okay, I think I'm in for a good time.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 300 bits. Heather, have you seen the Mighty Nine sneak peek? I'm really excited. And after that clip, I already know I'm gonna love these characters. Oh yeah, I'm excited for the Mighty Nine. I know a little bit more about these characters than I did the ones for the past season, so I'm excited to see them in action. So it'll be great, and I'm very excited. All right, moving on to today's then. See, we just had 3.
Easy peasy.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you watched the movie The Friend? Naomi Watts and Bill Murray are both fantastic, and the dog is one of the best animal actors I've ever seen.
I'm trying to. No, I haven't seen. I'm trying to think if I'm aware of the trailer. The trailer didn't look good to me if it's the one I'm thinking of. But that doesn't mean the movie's necessarily bad, just kind of like the setup and the gimmick. I was like, this doesn't look that great. But yeah, I should probably give it a shot. Those are 2 actors I really like.
Truth, Hope, Love, thank you for the $10 super chat. So if you take into account Mario 3D World, Mario Wonder, the new Peach game Showtime, and Illumination's Mario movie, if it counts, where would Peach be in the Dummies in Distress list now?
I haven't played the other games. I don't know. She'd still be on there because that's kind of the classic. I mean, you can't. And honestly, they play it up for comedic effect, obviously. But
Right.
I just love in the instruction book the one that says, hello Mario. During my latest kidnapping, I've had time to blah blah blah. Like she just says it like it's nothing. Like just assume I'm kidnapped. So she'd still be on there. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's almost like you almost want to give her the honor of being so high up there because that's so the like stat that's like the original, like the OG. But yeah, they have like played around with her quite a bit and changed her up a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. She'd still be on the list, but maybe a little lower.
Zinner Noah, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, how far are you into The Chosen, and what are your thoughts?
We took him. We're not even through episode 1. No, that's not true. We did get through episode 1. And I don't know, just something hasn't called us back. We will get to it. There's just so many other things that have been coming out that have just been, distracting us, watching that. So it'll be a hot minute before we get back to it, but we will. We still really like that show.
Jimmy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Who had the best comic inaccurate performance? Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, or Danny DeVito's Penguin?
I mean, for comedy, okay. When you say comic, are they talking about like comedy? They talking about comic books? It's gotta be
So
comic
they
book,
said
right?
comic inaccurate. So yes, comic book.
Inaccurate. Yeah.
So like, yeah.
Was it was Lex? It was Catwoman. Who was the other one?
DeVito's Penguin.
Probably Catwoman because she had the humor in there certainly, but you legit felt really bad for her. I mean, this really did just seem like a person that just went nuts. You have no problem believing this person would dress up like a cat and just go crazy, fighting, Batman and stuff. But just the way she would switch, especially during that dance sequence when she's like starting to break down in front of Keaton, and then just like almost like a turn with the camera just suddenly turns and she's like laughing, giggling, hee hee hee. It's like, oh my god, like I both feel awful for her and am terrified of her, and I'm kind of laughing at the craziness of it as well. So yeah, I think she's the one that has like the most going on.
Sonic, thank you for the $5 super chat. Snow White is next week, isn't it?
No.
No, it's not. Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Cruella goes surprisingly hard, even with the softened touches, and that I think is why it's viewed more favorably. It still feels pretty adult.
It's really not until the end that it really loses me. Like, I'm not gonna act like it was perfect beforehand, but like even the stuff that doesn't work is kind of fun and it's so stylized and it's a cool story. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it is cool. And man, it drives me nuts that they couldn't stick the landing. They had to do the typical Disney live action remake bull crap and put their fingerprints on everything. It's like, but that's one of the closest I've come to liking one of those.
Jamie, thank you for the $5 super chat. What are your thoughts on the FNAF 2 movie trailer? Jason Blum says the animatronics will have more screen time killing than the first one.
That's all I want. I'm pretty basic when it comes to what I want out of a movie like that. That's why I didn't hate the first one like a lot of critics did, but I'm like, how can you not get this one thing right? Like, when they actually do go killing people, like, it's great. It's funny, it's scary, it's entertaining, but they only do it for like 5 minutes. So I'm hoping there's more of that in this. And I like the idea of, was it like putting the mask like on, be like turning people to animatronics. I think that's a fun, creepy idea. I'm sure that's done in the games, but seeing that in movie form, I think would be pretty fun.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Steven Universe, what do you think of Jasper?
Jasper's the orange one, right? Let me see. Jasper,
Steven
Universe. Yeah, no, I think she's a good threat. I like what they do with her in Future. That sounds weird, like I'm speaking broken English, but no, in Steven Universe Future, I really like the way they handled her there too. No, I thought she was very well done.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 41-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back, appreciate that. Doug, can you please review Megan 2.0 with everyone dressed as Megan and you with everyone else do the dance at the end with the review? I think that's gonna be funny.
Probably not. I did the first one. It didn't do crazy numbers or anything like that. I just get the feeling the second's not either. I don't know. It is interesting to talk about, certainly, but if I did, it'd have to be like a January review where I just know the numbers are in the crapper anyway, so that's one I can take a risk on.
Truth, Hope, Love, thank you for the $5 super chat. Bad Guys 2 review or Naked Gun 4 review?
I believe it is Naked Gun 4 the more I think about it, because it's like he's the son of Frank Drebin, right? So I guess it does technically count. I'm gonna do Naked Gun. That's the one I'm more interested in.
Headshot, thank you for the $5 super chat. Remember that I Quit video you mentioned, Doug? Well, I actually first saw it years ago, showcased on MTV's Ridiculousness. Thanks, Rob Deerdeck. Sorry.
The funny thing is, they did ask, permission to sign paperwork and everything, but I have never seen that episode. I always keep looking for it. I always think, oh, I found the episode, and then I didn't. And somebody actually even told me which episode had it. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm gonna look that up, and it's on Paramount Plus. So my brother has Paramount Plus. I'm like, all right, one day when I go over there, I gotta remember to ask, and I always forget to ask. So I actually haven't seen the episode.
Crunch Along, thank you for the $5 super chat. Disney December for the Finest Hours 2016. I think it's underrated and didn't deserve to bomb.
I don't even recognize that title. I'll try to look it up.
Obro Productions, thank you for that 7-month membership over on YouTube. Welcome back, appreciate that. What's your favorite song from K-pop Demon Hunters?
I always get the title wrong. Is it Takedown? Is that it?
Takedown. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I did get it right that time. I love the setup for that. I love the beat of that. I do also love is it Soda Pop? Is that the first one, the boy band? That is really catchy.
Mm-hmm. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What did you think of the second trailer for Zootopia 2?
Well, I just dropped a video on it, actually, but
Oh, did
or a
you?
little short on it. Well, maybe it didn't post yet. I think it looks really good. That original trailer that came out, I thought was one of the better trailers I've seen in a long time. Like, I love Gene Siskel used to say about the Phantom Menace teaser, it told you everything and nothing at the same time, and I love that. And I thought that trailer did that too. And I love they technically show no footage from the movie, but you get the idea what it's about. And then this one was mainly the jokes. They don't tell you a bunch either, but they mainly focus on the jokes, and the jokes were funny. They were really, really funny. I like the first Utopia, but I did feel like, yeah, the jokes could be a little better. And these were making me laugh just consistently throughout the whole thing. So I'm getting more and more excited for it, honestly.
Jacob Matthew, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, before the chronic fatigue hit you, what was the longest you'd ever gone without sleep? My record is somewhere between 30 to 33 hours.
Oh, like in general, I don't know. The longest I went editing without sleep was 27 hours. That was the Man of Steel review. I remember staying up for that. And every once in a while I could go a little past 24, but yeah, but I didn't do it often. I don't recommend it. It's not the healthiest thing to do. And yeah, that was just a time I was just hyper focused on. I was really excited for it. I wanted to get done and everything. And yeah, that's probably the longest I went was 27 hours.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, what actor do you think gave the most doing it for the paycheck role? Jason Lee for the Chipmunks films or Neil Patrick Harris for the Smurfs films?
Jason Lee, Neil Patrick Harris is trying. I never felt like he was phoning it in. It felt like Jason Lee was phoning it in, but sometimes his acting's like that too. I'll see him in something that I know he's trying and I just don't get into it. But then other times he's perfectly fine. Neil Patrick Harris, even when he's bad, he's kind of good. Like in Smurfs, I mean, it's a horrible written. I mean, everyone knows how bad it is, but he's still trying to make the jokes work. He is trying to never make it look like I hate being here. I hate saying these lines. He never looks like that. Where Jason Lee does in the Chipmunks movies.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the $5 super chat. Is there a possibility of a Disney December review for the Disney Plus reboot of Goosebumps?
Uh, was it Disney Plus? I thought it was Hulu. Oh, you know what? Some places they're combined. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I did see the first season. I surprisingly liked it quite a bit. I started the second season. I couldn't quite get into it. I wasn't hating it, just wasn't getting into it. And again, they do take time, and I'm already kind of behind a little bit. I'm trying to catch up on what I need to watch. So, probably not. But I did enjoy the first season quite a bit for what it was.
KJK, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Doug, I mean no offense when I say this, but I'm astounded that so far you're the only YouTube critic I've seen that didn't like Fantastic Four. While I strongly disagree, I appreciate your honesty.
Oh, sure. I mean, what? I don't know. If you start lying about that, then how can people trust you? No, and I didn't even hate it. Like, it's one of those where I was kind of on the verge of, do I like this? Do I not? And again, I think the big thing for me is that we never had a good origin story for Fantastic Four cinematically. Where we have with Superman. So I think going into that, not knowing the story going in, it did feel more like a second movie to me, even more than Superman did. And Superman, I did like. Some people were like looking at the review, being like, "Well, this is why he doesn't like modern superhero movies like Superman and stuff." It's like I like Superman. So it's funny how they're just so like angry by something you said they can interpret a past review or something else. So no, I even said I think there's people that are gonna like this. Fine, I might watch it again for like Disney December, see if my opinions change on it at all. Because again, I wasn't diehard. I don't like this, but I think it does have a disadvantage of coming out after Superman. Even though there are some people that like it more than Superman.
Eric Lupus, thank you for that 17-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Hey, all. Hope you're having a great week so far.
Back at you.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, what in your opinion are your top 3 best movie quotes of all time?
Man, that I'd really have to think about. I like in Cool Runnings. There's a really good when one of the characters asked John Candy why he cheated at the Olympics, and he said, winning a medal is amazing, but you're nothing with it if you're nothing without it. I thought it was a really good quote. Um, Man, what's some other one? I mean, it's from Huck Finn, but that's been made to a movie a couple times. The Well Then I'll Go to Hell. I think it's just the most like one of the most amazing things ever written. Everything leading up to that. Yeah, boy. Not Batman. I don't know. There's like a bunch of amazing quotes out there. I'm sure I'm just blanking on. It's like,
Mhm.
there's so many. And then when you're asked point blank, it's like, oh crap, I can't think of them now. There's like too many. It's that weird thing when there's too many, suddenly you
Yeah.
can't think of them.
It's like you're going through the Rolodex of your brain, and your brain is like, "No, no, 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 yes, no,
Yeah.
oh god," you know? Britt,
Yeah.
thank you for the $5 super chat. Favorite and least favorite things about being a movie critic?
Uh, I mean, way too many favorites. Oh my god, I have a dream job. Absolutely. I can't even begin to talk about the stuff I love about it. In terms of stuff that is negative, probably a toss up between sometimes. I'm kind of lucky because I can mostly do it, on my own and stuff. And there's a lot of wonderful critics out there that are great to talk to, but there are some that, big surprise, can get a little too snobby, a little, oh, well, we don't appreciate that. No, that's not the way we do it. Very, I mean, it's the stereotype, right? Everybody's a critic, stuff like that. But it is true. When, when we went to the Roger Ebert Memorial, they were reviewing it afterwards. That's weird. That's really
wild.
weird. Like, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So it is one of the reasons I kind of like that deal on my. But I do have like very good friends who are critics and wonderful critics. Aside from that, every once in a while you're gonna hit is something an opinion that doesn't go over well. And is suddenly like I mean, I've had that before, and 9 out of 10 times the audiences are usually very nice and understanding. Well, I disagree. Here's what I think, but thank you. Like somebody just said, thank you for being honest. But every once in a while, you get that one where it's just like, all right, fun. But you also got to know that's part of it. That's part of going into this job. And honestly, compared to other jobs, that's not that big a deal to put up with when you compare what other people got to put up with in other jobs.
Newman Production, thank you for the $10 super chat. Now that Jurassic World Rebirth has been out for some time, I feel the Velociraptor's treatment in the film was more disrespectful than the T-Rex's treatment in Jurassic Park 3.
I can see that. I guess I was indifferent to it because I just wasn't getting into anything else. And I don't know. It's like, ooh, a raptor scene. Man, where can I find one of those in the other movies? Like, there's so many. But the T-Rex is like one character. It's like the big mother effer, you know what I mean? So I'm always like, no, you gotta get that right. But even in Jurassic Park 3, the balls to kill her and bring in this other one is just like, holy smokes. Okay, that's a risk. I mean, I give it that.
Jacob, thank you for the $10 super chat. With all the Fantastic Four talk going on, I was wondering, what are your thoughts on Michael Chiklis' performance as the Thing? Stan Lee said Chiklis was his favorite Marvel movie performance.
Chiklis is from the first Fantastic Four movie, right?
No idea.
Hold on. Mike Chiklis, the Thing. I'm pretty sure it is. I feel really bad for him because he had to act under all that makeup, but again, it was really there, and I did appreciate that. I thought he did honestly a pretty good job when I think of what the Thing both looks and sounds like. Honestly, most of those actors were not bad choices. Just got Alba's only one where I'm like, I don't know. And to some extent, Mr. Fantastic, I thought he should look a little older, but yeah, for the most part, the actors were chosen fine. It's just everything else about the movie. No, I thought he did a pretty good job.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. In Superman, I really agree with you. How better handled on Smallville.
Agreed.
The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, have you watched Happy Gilmore 2 yet? It's great. Can we expect a B-log review or a Nostalgia Critic for the original Happy Gilmore?
I did was a top 11 good Adam Sandler movies, and I put that on there. I do really like the first one. First one's a lot of fun. I haven't seen the second one yet. It's one of those where my wife said, I want to watch it with you, and we'll get around to it. We've just been catching up on other stuff to watch. So I'll get around to it, but I've been hearing pretty good things.
Danny, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hello, Doug. What's your favorite William Hurt performance?
Let me think. Maybe the Kiss of the Spider Woman. Let me see. William Hurt. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like. Oh, I did like him in Children of a Lesser God. He's pretty good in that. Yeah, one of those.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Mark Dindal, the director of Emperor's New Groove, also did both Cats Don't Dance and Chicken Little 2005, in case you weren't aware, Doug. Haha.
I'm actually very aware, and no, that's not a clue for the next review coming up.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since you listed the Saw movies on the top 11 new Halloween classics, what are your thoughts on Saw 10 if you've seen it?
So it's one of those things where, and I say this I'm pretty sure I say it in the countdown, that I haven't seen all the Saw movies. I don't even really get into them, but even I have to acknowledge like the impact they've had on like Halloween at the time, and just horror film fans really, really get into it. So I know that was the last one 10. I think the last one was 10. A lot of people say it was pretty good, but I think you have to have seen the other movies. And I do have a new appreciation for the first film after I found out what the budget was, and that was just mind blowing to me. I could not believe it was made that cheaply. Suddenly, I saw a lot of the editing effects that kind of annoy me as like, oh, okay, this was actually kind of necessary to make it feel like it had a bigger budget. So it's not my thing, but I understand more and more why people get into it. And I love the other films that guy has directed afterwards.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And X-Men 97, what do you think of Bastion?
He's good. It's weird because on the one hand, he's not like one of my favorite X-Men villains, but I also appreciate that he feels kind of real. He feels like one that, obviously mutants exist or whatever. Just his attitude towards everything is kind of just so calm and creepy, and I feel like people could see that in real life if people did have these powers. Yes, there would be a mutant this would be his plan. This is how he would react to everything. And for me, I want sort of the bigger, crazier, but still relatable. But I can see how someone would look at him and say, boy, that's like the creepiest X-Men villain. It's like, yeah, I get it when I hear that.
The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. One of these shows has to go. The Helliverse, Has-Been Hotel, or and Hell of a Boss, Digital Circus, The Boys, or Invincible. I'd vote for all four. How about you?
I have not seen a ton of Digital Circus. I've only seen the first episode. So I guess I would say that, though I hear The Boys has kind of been going just downhill, particularly with the commentary, like just in terms of this person is that. Well, what? We live in that world. Why are we just saying it's that person? Like part of the fun was combining these things and doing commentary with that. So I guess I would have to sit down and watch all of Digital Circus to figure that out, and The Boys for that matter. I guess for now I'll say Digital Circus, but again, it's just because I've only seen one episode. It was fine. It just wasn't my thing.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, would you rather live in a world without Daria or the film Brazil? You have to choose.
I have to choose.
Yep.
Man, that's rough. I don't know. You know what? I'll say Brazil just because there's more episodes of Daria. There's more content there. So, there's just more you can dedicate to it. But I love that. It's my favorite movie.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 1 of 2. Hey, sorry I missed last week's Q&A. I took my mom to an AMC screening of The Wild Robot and spent the day with her. Turned out to be a good thing, cause... To be continued. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Rick and Morty Season 8 just wrapped, and while it's not my personal favorite, the finale is some of the show's most brilliant and poignant writing.
Okay. No, I'm excited to see it. Like I said, I'll see it when it comes to Max.
Jimmy, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's your favorite joke in Gravity Falls? I like when Seuss tries to undo a mistake and someone tells him, you can't undo who you are.
It's just a simple throwaway. I like the line, what did I do to warrant this much arresting? That's pretty funny. And then I just love that poster. It's a parody of the Read posters. It's just a book reading another book, and they're both just screaming at each other. It's one of those where we saw it, and then just the more and more Rob and I kept thinking about just the harder and harder we laughed to where we had to pause it and just really take in what the hell we just saw.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 500 bits. If you thought the original Pokemon movie was good, watch the 3D animated remake. My problem with it is they instantly ruined the mystery of who is the ultimate Pokemon master. The original made it mysterious. Mewtwo is shown watching Ash battle instead of showing up later.
You know, it's funny when you said the original, I'm just like, I think you're talking about the Japanese one, yeah. No, I heard that apparently they did some kind of remake, and some people, I guess, saw it as kind of pointless, but I think it's actually kind of interesting. It's kind of like what they're doing with Final Fantasy, you know, like uh, redoing something again with like a different style and everything. Yeah, I don't know. As someone that's not a huge Pokemon guy, I was kind of like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 2 of 2. An early screening of Together played late that night. The best way I can describe it is grotesquely meaningful and the social commentary intriguing.
Yeah, the only thing I'm concerned about, which I don't think is an issue, because a lot of people have been saying exactly what you said, is that I'm afraid I'm going to see the trailer and just know what it's doing right away. Like, I get it. I understand. Like, Civil War. I never saw the movie Civil War because everyone says it's great. I trust them. I just feel like I already know exactly what the movie's doing. And so nothing really calls me to it. But this one, I am hearing more and more people say exactly that. Like, this is intriguing. And I feel like if it just did what was only in the trailer, people wouldn't be saying that. So I am really curious to check it out.
Tony, thank you for the $5 super chat. I know Garbage Pail Kids is your worst film, but what are some of the other Channel Awesome members' worst films? You too, Rachel. Well, I'm Heather. Hello. Gosh, my...
Do tell us, Tamara.
Yeah. God, the worst films. I hate Master of Disguise. I was young and I wanted to walk out of that movie. So maybe that one. And B movie as well, but that's I just have a history with B movie. I've never actually seen all of it, but yeah.
Yeah, everyone else
chat right now. You tell us, Doug's wife.
Well, Tamara, we're not getting any younger. Would you do that? Oh, I should have said Ayana. Well, Ayana, we're not getting.
There you go.
Yeah, in terms of other people's worst movie, yeah, I don't know what their other worst movies are. It'd be a fun, I don't know. Maybe next time we film, I might go and ask people what their worst is.
Yeah, that's a fun thing to ask people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. One of these movies has to go. Across the Spider-Verse, Super Mario Bros. Movie, Nejon 2, or K-Pop Demon Hunters. I'd vote all 4, but how about you?
Was the third one?
The Chinese, Chinese movie that overtook the box office.
Yeah,
record.
I mean, I was gonna say Super Mario Brothers, but I haven't seen that film. I'm sure it's good, but I haven't seen it, so I guess that.
Sorry. Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. Remember how I said I felt old seeing Elf celebrating 20 years last Christmas? Well, congrats, Doug. The way you described GoldenEye sounds like your feel old film, and it looked like you handled it better than me.
Thanks. Well, that's because I'm 43, so I've had many I feel old moments leading up to that.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Why didn't you like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor?
Let's save time and ask you, why did you like it?
Yeah.
No. I just feel like that wasn't the character. Even if it's not the character, though, I found him very annoying. The writing for him, I didn't feel like was that great. I didn't feel he was very threatening. He was just, I felt like he was trying to do something like Heath Ledger's Joker, I guess. I just didn't follow what it was supposed to be.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 500 bits. Okay, controversies aside, RIP to the immortal Hulk Hogan. I know you're not a WWE fan, but professional wrestling couldn't be where it is today. RIP Hulkster.
No, someone brought that up earlier. Maybe it was you too, the more I think about it. I didn't see that, but no, that's like one of the earliest images of like wrestling that I can think. I can still see like the old Nintendo boxes, in the the old 80s art game stores, with him ripping the shirt and everything and stuff. So yeah, the old wrestling toys and everything. I mean, he was everywhere. So yeah, you couldn't escape it. He was very, I don't know, that might be like I could be wrong, but maybe that was the beginning of like wrestling and wrestlers being turned to a brand. Like, yeah, wrestlers are always, need that brand awareness and stuff. But I mean, like, that was the first time where it's like this was just everywhere. Like, this was the brand. Um, it was interesting where it went from there. And again, like doing movies and all that stuff.
Then, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen Life of Chuck yet? I was let down as I thought it would be more visually interesting, but it kind of boringly shot movie for Flanagan.
I've heard so many mixed things about it, and I guess what I hear people say, "Boy, I loved it," but I get people who hate it, and then people say, "Boy, I hated it," but I get people who love it. So I'm very, very curious about it. I don't know how I'm gonna check it out, but yeah, I'll definitely get around to it at some point.
Loopy Shot, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you ever do a Shark Month as a sort of homage to Shark Week? As this year is Jaws' 50th anniversary. Pretty please?
Um, I just don't care enough about shark movie. Well, obviously, I love Jaws, and I've done some of the sequels, but yeah, Brad Jones, the cinema snob, he did Jaws recently, and he could add so much more insight and humor. I mean, obviously, there's a ton of insight to the movie, but while I love it, I just don't know what I can add. Walter did another great video on it as well, talking about it just like I said, just a million things you can talk about with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I don't know what is left for me to say. I can't bring anything that new to it.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Potential NC on the film Jonah Hex. It opened up the same weekend as Toy Story 3. Wanna guess who won?
Yeah, I heard it was pretty boring, and I don't know much about the character. So probably not, but I don't know. That is one of those like famous big bombs that came out, so it might be interesting to check out at some point.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. It has been announced that in the animated Avatar movie, Steven Yeun, known for playing Glenn in Walking Dead and Mark in Invincible, will be playing Zuko.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh wait, they had him older. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, in Core they did have him older. That's right. All right, that'll be interesting. It'd be cool to see. I mean, he's a good actor. He's a very, very good actor. So, yeah, I'm definitely down to see how he does. And I believe it's Yun, Heather.
Sorry, that's my bad. That's my bad. Brett, thank you for the $5 super chat.
You know what? I could be wrong. Maybe Americans are pronouncing it wrong because there are some names that work that way.
I have no idea, honestly.
And Giancarlo Esposito, I guess we've all been saying his name wrong. That's not how you say it. When he says it, he emphasizes a different part of it. I always forget what it is, and everyone else says Esposito. So, you could be right for all we know.
I have no idea. I'm probably wrong. Brett, thank you for the $5 super chat. If you do an NC for Freaky Friday, you can have fun with you turning into Barney and Barney turning into you. Also, this is all caps, so it's important that I shout it. What have you done with Tamara?
What do you mean? She's right here reading the questions.
She's still around the internet.
Yeah.
She just wanted to take a step back and focus on her own projects. You can find her at twitch.tv/chamberchambers most of the time, most weeknights, but she's currently away and we'll be back, I think, by like Thursday or Friday. But yeah, check her out on the. She's still
Okay,
around.
so pretty soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And she said she didn't want like a goodbye video or anything like that. We're like, okay, yeah, man, we'll respect that. But yeah, every once in a while we have her in some. We had her like in the Return of the King video, and then I was gonna see if she could do Buster's voice in an upcoming video, and she's like, I'm so sorry, I'm out of town, I can't, blah blah blah. I'm like, that's fine. So yeah, no, she's still around. And in terms of the Freaky Friday thing, we did something kind of similar because we shot something kind of on that subject. When Rachel was leaving, we shot a whole bit in the face-off review, but I accidentally deleted the footage. So we recreated it in one of the DVDs in the Nostalgia Critic Awesoming DVD, where we have Dad actually play Rachel as everything exactly as written, but we just have Dad play that part. And it's just as horrifying as you would think.
Jacob really made me laugh over on YouTube. She left and Heather slipped in like an actor in Law and Order. No, we don't even address it. Just bloop. No. A lover of cinema, thank you for the 500 bits. Favorite Amy Adams performance?
It's one of those actresses I remember being really good, but I sometimes confuse her for like another actress. Let me see. Amy Adams, there she is. Oh, she was really good in The Arrival. That's like the first thing that popped up. She's really good in that. The Master, she was also really good in. She's pretty fun in Enchant. You know, the the movie's just all right, but I really liked her in the sequel to Enchanted, where she had to play an evil version of herself. Like she kind of rocked it. I was like, I could kind of see a movie on an evil version of this character.
Levi, thank you for the 7-month membership over on YouTube. Welcome back. Appreciate this. Appreciate that. A while ago, you asked if you needed to know VeggieTales before seeing the movies. As a lifelong fan, you don't. The episodes stand alone like The Muppet Show.
I I should see a Veggie Tale something.
You should, Doug.
Yeah, no, so many people I know, even ones that aren't religious, are like, this show is great. It's like, I should get on it at some point. Yeah, Joey put that down as a possibility because I think they've done like 1 or 2 movies.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Would you ever revisit Supergirl 1984?
I mean, I feel like I got my thoughts out on that. I don't think it's really changed that much since I last reviewed it. There's a Nostalgia Critic. Well, yeah, I mean, you must know that because I said revisit, or you said revisit. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 500 bits. I enjoyed Megan 2.0. I laughed a lot because I thought it was funny. Just like the first one, it was never supposed to be taken that seriously or be too scary.
Yeah, but the first one did better at making you think it was supposed to. Yes, it is self-aware, but it didn't wink too hard at the camera, where this one totally does, which is fine. But at some point, it just became so campy and so trying to cram in so much that I actually started to get a little bored of it. And that's something I never thought I could say of a Megan film, especially when where all that crazy stuff is happening. That's my personal take, but yeah, I'm not shocked if somebody sees it and enjoys it. I mean, there's a lot of enjoyable craziness in it.
The Heroic Scope, thank you for the $5 super chat. Movie Mike, no message. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which robot do you like more? Roz from Wild Robot or the Iron Giant?
Uh, Probably Roz. And I think it's just because not only does she have to talk more, so you know more what's going on, but it's the performance in general going from the I am a very pleasant voice. I would like to help this. I bet, and the way it slowly descends into like a real human performance, but it still has a little bit of that voice and just that transition. It was so natural, and I think also just the way the character evolves was very believable, and the way the performance changes. I'm just thinking, if you had to shoot that movie out of order, like a lot of times you do, that would be so tricky to. Well, what point am I with the voice at this point? How far along is she at that? Like that would be just so tricky to keep track of.
Ice Luigi, thank you for the $5 super chat. Between Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, which of the two has the better story and characters?
Uh, I'll say Hell of a Boss only because it has more time. I think Has Been Hotel probably could, but because they had to squeeze so much in that first season, I think most people agree, like, yeah, this is a great show, but man, I could have used a little bit more of it. Like by the time it got to that big epic conclusion, it's like, yeah, this is big and epic, but man, it could have been built up to a little bit more. And that's not their fault. That's just, the number of episodes they had, the time crunch they had and everything. Where Hell of a Boss just comes out whenever it wants to come out pretty much, so they can spend more time on it. But yeah, I'll say that now, but also we only have one season of Has Been Hotel. So with the second season, several seasons coming out, we'll see. That could change. I'm still here. I'm just Link Chaplin out.
Okay. El Cartoon, thank you for the 50 MX through Super Chat. Hey, Doug, I love when you write script thingies. That said, have you considered or be willing to write a comic book?
I drew them, I guess / wrote them. I mean, it was really just me. I didn't do a script first or anything. When I was younger, which was pretty fun. They were always kind of like mainly comedy, a little bit of action, but mainly comedy. And, a lot of stuff you see now, honestly, in my stuff. So, I don't know, probably not, because just writing it, even though I'm sure I'd have an advantage, I could just say what's happening in the panels, even do a rough outline of it. I don't think that's where my passion is. And I think with comics too, just so many things are being done right now that'd be really difficult to stand out. That's always my thing, is trying some way to do something that hasn't been done or isn't being done. And yeah, you could argue, well, I've been doing the same thing for 18 years and everything. I mean, yes, but I got to it first. So, and even then it kind of goes in different directions. So, it, if I had to do it as a job, sure, there's worse jobs, to have. I'd be fun and creative and everything. But yeah, it's probably not. It's not my passion.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 1 of 2. What made Magnifico so intimidating as a villain is that he essentially look the essence slash piece of someone's soul and held onto it indefinitely. To be continued.
No,
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat, and this is the rest of it, which in turn made everyone dependent on him indefinitely. That's admittedly kind of hard to translate to film ultimately, though.
There's definitely an idea in there. I think that's kind of the big tragedy of that movie, is that not just with combining all the Disney characters in there in some way, but also just the idea, even removed from Disney, there's something there. There is an idea. They just couldn't quite flesh it out. I think they just tried to throw too much at it. They threw in things that should have been in there and then took out things that should have stayed in, and yeah, it just didn't quite come together for me. But I'm sure there's people out there that like it.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 500 bits. Season 2 of live action One Piece is coming in 2026. Tony Chopper, the blue-nosed reindeer, is coming. We get to see what he'll look like. What will you hope for the next season?
I mean, I've never seen the anime before. I've only seen the live action one. I want to after seeing the live action. But I know I'm not gonna have time, and there's like a bajillion episodes. So I'm just happy with whatever they make, as long as it's good. And I really like the first season. So yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Stefan, thank you for the $10 super chat. When you make compilation reviews, like with Fox Kids or Disney Afternoon, what's your usual process going through each individual show, even if you have no personal history with them? Asking for advice.
Well, I usually do. Sometimes if it's something where I feel like I've seen just enough, maybe I'll talk about it. Or if it's not like a huge show, like I didn't see all was it Schnookums and Meat when I did the Disney Afternoon, but I saw enough to get a general gist. I saw about 3 or 4 episodes, be like, okay, I know what this is. And I do have pretty strong memories of them, but we'll go back and revisit them again, certainly just like an episode or two. That's what Rob and I would do. And then yeah, it's really helpful when there's ones that I haven't seen. I got a great crew of people that, hey, we did grow up with this, and we know the impact. We know that what it had on us, and also the impact it had on kids at the time and everything. So they're very good at talking about all that.
Andrea, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you heard of Freddy the Frog, 1992? It's a British animated film I watched as a kid, and thought it was an absolute fever dream.
Yeah, it's another one of those, because it's technically released by Miramax. I'm like, I'll get to that at some point for Disney December, because definitely people have recommended it before. But yeah, I haven't gotten around to it yet.
The Steam Lord, thank you for the $5 super chat. Which movie was more annoying, The Magic Voyage or Felix the Cat?
Boy, they're very similar. Man, probably The Magic Voyage. At least Felix the Cat, you had some weird creatures to look at every once in a while, because there's a little creativity there. Magic Voyage, I mean, I guess just to be like, how the hell could you take the story of Christopher Columbus and interpret it as that? I mean, I guess that's creative. But yeah, man, they're both just constant noise movies. It's just always something talking or a sound effect or moving, and it's just, they're very... just a real assault on the senses.
A lover of cinema, thank you for the 500 bits. Which fairy tale comedy do you like more or think is better, the first Shrek or Enchanted?
Probably Shrek. It's weird, because in terms of like how the movies work and are put together, like as a whole, Enchanted is, for what it is probably better put together. I think there's more problems with Shrek, but the stuff that works in Shrek is really, really good, and I think still sticks with people. So it's like, on that level, yeah, Shrek is better, but in terms of like just what's a more complete film and more complete idea for what it's trying to put out there, probably Enchanted. Hopefully that answers that.
V-Man, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey Doug, when you get to doing a video on the new Superman film, how do you plan to tackle the Snyder cult? Any good ideas rumbling in your brain?
I'm It's surprisingly, because I was one of those people that got backlash for not getting into Man of Steel. I'm not super familiar with it, and there's a part of me that's really thankful for that because then I could go into just any of these movies and just kind of judge them for what they were. I didn't think the Snyder Cut was going to be that great, but I was curious about it. I wanted to see it, and when I saw it, that's like one of my favorite things I've seen from him. And there's plenty of stuff I really like from him. I do like 300 quite a bit. Watchmen's fine. Again, just from a visual standpoint, it's amazing. At that time, he made something that looked like that, and people could take seriously. Because I mean, people really weren't not to that level taking superhero films that seriously. So there's a lot of stuff I respect about him. But yeah, I guess I had to find out later there was like this diehard cult out there, and again, I kind of prefer not knowing about it because I can go in more objective to it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to do any jokes on it because I'm just not that immersed in it.
The Heroic Scope, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hello, everyone. Loved your Ghibli tier list. Check out, if you have a chance, check out my analysis on Chihiro this Saturday.
Cool. I'll check that out.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Talkville has finally returned for season 7. I cannot recommend that show enough, especially seeing Clark's growth from teenage Clark Kent to adult Clark Kent. Talkville. It's the Smallville it's the Smallville podcast that they're rewatching. The actors of Smallville are going back and rewatching episodes of Smallville.
Gotcha.
He's saying watch Smallville.
Well, watch Smallville in general. Yeah, again, love to. It's just a time thing. I hear it's very, very good. I just don't know when I'm gonna have the time.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, which performance can you tolerate more and why? Russell Crowe in Gladiator or Tom Hanks in Catch Me If You Can?
I mean, neither are especially awful. They both have good things about them, and I think they probably turn in what the film needs fine. Probably Russell Crowe because Tom Hanks' accent is just so annoying. But yeah, honestly, I don't severely dislike either performance a great deal. They're Tom Hanks, you can kind of laugh at how ridiculous it is, though sometimes that's the point. There's no point in the Russell Crowe performance where you're like, oh my god, that's like laughably bad. No, it's not that. It's just maybe a little too stoic.
AOTV, thank you for the $5 super chat. Think you'll review No Holds Barred in honor of Hulk Hogan?
Terrible confession. I never saw it. I wanted to when I was a kid. That's one of the movies my mom just wouldn't let me see. And I never bothered to check it out. I probably should, just for, whatever, 30 some years later to finally see it. And they're like, I finally saw it. Take that, Ma. God rest your soul.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. What's the best live version of Les Mis I should watch? I don't know. I don't know what filmed version of Les Mis there are besides the more recent one, but it's got to be a stage version of it, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's
I know there have been pro shots of it, but I just don't know which version is the best version to watch.
There was a when they say live action, so hold on, let's try a list. There was one version I saw I remember being really good. I see when it came out. Is it the 52 version? It's got to be oh no, there's a no 78. There it is. Yeah, and it's long. It's 2.5 hours, but it is a very long story, isn't it? But I saw it years ago, and I remember really, really. Yeah, Anthony Perkins plays Javert, and he's very, very good. No, I remember that one having the biggest impact on me outside of the musical. I did like the stage show quite a bit, but even the stage show, it does jump around a lot, and I do think that's a problem with it. But that's kind of the best you can do if you're going to convert this. It's an odd thing to convert, but I still enjoy it quite a bit. But yeah, that's probably, in my opinion, that's the best one.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Zorro, which rivalry, do you like more? Diego and Don Montanaro or Alejandro and Harrison Love?
Man, probably Diego. yeah, there's just a little bit more. I mean, they're both so great, but yeah, you just feel the when they give each other the look when they're fighting, they just give each other the look in their eyes. It's so great. I remember when he, I don't think it's a spoiler, when the villain gets killed off. There was a big applause in the theater. People just like, yeah, got him. Like people just felt that, get that SOB.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. If you did ever decide to do a dream works you area again, you could expand beyond the animated films too, give you plenty to work with as a result.
Oh my god, yeah, there's a ton outside of that. Well, actually, maybe not as much as definitely enough to fill several months, but yeah, nothing compared to like other studios because it's not a particularly old studio. But yeah, it's just a time thing. I would love to go back and review a lot of those animated films, one a day and everything. But yeah, it's just a time thing.
Deb the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen Executive Decision 1996? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I remember liking it. I remember we thought it was. I think this is okay to say. We thought it was funny when Steven Seagal dies in the first 15 minutes. Where it's just like, really? Because he was all over the advertising. And at first we're like, well, that's a little odd. And then we're like, well, just means there's no Steven Seagal in the movie. That's not bad. So it was kind of a funny thing to suddenly realize watching it. Like, oh, I don't think he's coming back.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Sorry, Doug, but I do not like Larry Miller. I do not think he's funny. I never cared for anything he was in. Every time I see, I'm like, oh no, not this guy. My dislike for him goes way back, but to each their own.
Oh yeah, no, totally fair. There's comedians and actors and all that stuff that I know some people just adore, and I'm like, I can't stand, this person. Just some styles of comedy aren't going to win everybody over. I'll say this too. I feel like when I was younger, I might have agreed with you. I don't remember getting into his stuff too much when I was younger, but it's something about watching him now. I don't know. He just he wins me over. He has such an odd way of saying his lines and just the weird little looks he gives. And yeah, I don't know. I love him.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Part 1 of 2. Basically, what I was saying is no matter how done the concept is, Jurassic Park will make bank as long as it's released next to a Disney/Pixar film. To be continued.
Okay.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Which celebrities have you met at Comic-Cons?
Most of them. I mean, most of the ones that you've seen like in my videos and stuff, a lot of time I meet them at conventions. I mean, I just have to go through. Rob Paulson was one. Marisa Marsh. Dante Bosco was one. Yeah, I have to go through just all the people that have worked. Again, I'm
There's
just
a
blanking.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole ton. But yeah, no, a lot of good people. And that's part of the fun is that you can, both of us have interest in the other world because a lot of them are either voiceover actors or, on-screen actors. And, that world's fascinating. And then they're always fascinated by the YouTube side of it. So yeah, it's always fun to kind of exchange stories and see how they're different.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen Crazy Heart 2009? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, that's one I don't even recognize. Crazy Heart.
Yeah.
The okay. No, I know what this is now. I have not seen it. I'll try to check it out at some point.
Peter, thank you for the $5 super chat. After a great review of The Hot Chick today, do you have plans to do an NC review of Rob Schneider's The Animal in the future?
We'll see how The Hot Chick. I'm sure I'll do another Rob Schneider movie at some point. It's just, do I do that or Deuce Bigelow? What does the public demand?
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Heather, what are some of your favorite episodes of the cartoon show Arthur? Goodness gracious. It has been so long since I've watched Arthur, I don't even remember. Obviously the one where Arthur punches DW. The meme heard around the world. But goodness, truly, it's been so long, I cannot even remember any specific episode, if I'm being completely honest with you. Oh, of course, the library card one, too. If you know, you know. Ravendoor's Slitherpuff, thank you for the 500 bits. I've been watching the new Goosebumps reboot and have been wondering if you would ever do anything Goosebumps related for Nostalgiaween.
If you're talking about the one, Hulu one. Yeah, I saw the first season and surprisingly got into it. Outside of that, we did one for Fox Kids, I think, and it was one of those where it was kind of so bad it was great. I hated it when I was a kid. Now looking back older, I'm like, okay, this is actually really fun just for how ridiculous it is. But the new show, well, new-ish, I guess it's a couple years old, is legit pretty good. As long as you know what it is. It's like what they did with Haunting of Hill House and uh, Turning the Screw and stuff like that. Um, where they turn them into series, but they're like, or mini series, but it's kind of like a slightly different take. It's kind of all encompassing these kind of stories, and I thought they did it pretty well.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of One-Eyed Wally and Amphibia?
I gotta remind myself which one that is. One-eyed Wally. Oh, boy, he must not have left that big an impression on me because I remember the design of him. I don't remember too much about like what he did or said or anything like that. So, yeah, I guess uneventful.
Ice Luigi Star, thank you for the $5 super chat. Another Jim Carrey movie that I think you should do an NC review on is Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Yeah, I I've seen like clips of it. Like it's one of those that sometimes was on at a hotel when I stay at a convention. I'm just
Mhm.
like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah, I've never watched it
So,
myself.
uh, maybe I should. If I just want to punish myself, maybe I will.
The Lone Logan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Mr. Critic, I was inspired to pay tribute and made my own commercials video. Ode to the commercials. Curious if you'd ever see it someday?
I thought I saw that pop up like on YouTube, a little thumbnail thing, and I didn't get a chance to check it out yet. So I have seen it pop up a few times. So yeah, I'll probably check it out.
Elite, thank you for that 35-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Wow,
Thank you.
wow. 35 months here. Dang, almost 3 years with you, crazy bunch. I truly want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you between your streams, Heather, Doug, and even streams from people I've met here. I never cease to laugh or just have a good time. So thank you for everything.
Oh my god, thank you for those kind words, and thank you for
Yeah.
watching for so long. Yeah, we really, we wouldn't have any of this without y'all watching. I mean, for all these years and everything. So yeah, it means so much to us that y'all, that y'all stay around.
AOTV, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen the images of the new Avatar: The Last Airbender series?
No,
I saw one.
actually. I will check that out. At last, do we know the name of the?
I don't remember.
Interest-
I'm
Mm,
helpful.
oh,
I just
here.
saw one because someone posted it in my Discord.
Okay. Looks cool. Man, it's weird though. Like, yeah, I'm excited, but it's like it is kind of fan fictiony. But I'm also so curious too. You know what I mean? That there are
Yeah.
some things where I do like fan fictiony. I know they're redoing Malcolm in the Middle. They're doing a sequel miniseries around it, and I'm like, boy, a part of me doesn't want to know, but if they're gonna do it, man, I am kind of crazy excited to see it. So I guess that's where I am.
Today.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Ever see the George Reeves Superman series, and would you do a review of it?
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, they showed all the time on Nick at Night. It was fun for what it was, especially of that. It is very reminiscent of that time period as well. So I don't know if I do. I'm not a big enough expert on it to do a review on. Also, I don't know how many people would really tune in for it, but I remember liking it at the time. Of course, I haven't seen it since I was like 11 years old, something like that.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Doug, I saw Fantastic Four, and it was fantastic. I don't know the melody for that. I'm sorry.
Fantastic Four.
There we go. Thank you.
It's almost like Beethoven. Boom, 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 boom. Fantastic Four. It's kind of
Okay,
like that.
great. Wonderful. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you watched Happy Gilmore 2 yet? In my opinion, the callbacks are way too excessive, but there's still a good number of funny moments.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'll check it out at some point. I'm waiting to watch it with my wife because she said she wanted to check it out too.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In The Good Place, what do you think of Michael and Eleanor's friendship?
I like it. It it grows very naturally and unnaturally at the same time. So I think that's kind of fun. I like those weird relationships where they kind of, like, in many respects these shouldn't happen. Just these weird circumstances have kind of forced them together. And yeah, I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Sean, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Doug, you talk about odd casting choices in some of your videos. I've got one for you. William Shatner was cast to play Mark Twain in an episode of the Canadian series Murdoch Mysteries, a show set in the late 19th, early 20th century Toronto. The episode in question has clips on YouTube, and the series itself is available on DVD.
Huh. Okay. Like, offhand, that doesn't sound like a good idea, but there is definitely. I mean, Twain did have a big ego, and we don't know about Shatner and everything. So, like, maybe there's something there. But I'm kind of with you. I feel like that wouldn't work. But I'm too curious to check it out. I'll probably watch it at some point.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you ever get to ask Walter about his opinion on Ghibli or Tarantino? Well, we found out
Not yet.
yesterday Walter's apparently never
Yeah.
seen a Studio Ghibli movie. He did not come to the tier list rating because he said he's never seen one, not even Spirited Away, which, what?
Which is weird. It's very, very weird.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, next time I see him, I'll ask him about Tarantino.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Zootopia, what do you think of Judy? She's one of my favorite Disney protagonists.
I like her. Who plays her? Who voices her?
I don't know.
Um, the only kind of issue, it's a real nitpick, but the only kind of issue I have is that I confuse her for Amy Poehler a lot, and Amy Poehler is the one from Parks and Rec and everything,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
it's
And she's also
Jennifer
joined everything.
Goodwin is who plays her.
Jennifer Goodwin is who plays it. It does a very good job. It's very, very good. The character
Thanks,
in
chat.
general and the attitude just really, really reminds me of that Amy Poehler vibe. And I know that's kind of like an archetype, but I can look at, like, I don't know, like Anna from Frozen. I could be like, but that's very different from, like, Joy from Inside Out. And that is one where I'm like, boy, this character really sure is a lot like Amy Poehler, to where I keep thinking she played her. But that's not a huge issue. It's still a very likable character, and they put her through a good journey and everything. I do like they make her, honestly, like, she has to do some deep diving, but she's like, yeah, maybe she does have like a little bit of a prejudice too. That's not something you would usually have in a with such a chipper character, and a character that's supposed to be so, hopeful and optimistic and everything, in a kid's film. So she's a good character. That is like the one issue though that I'm like, yeah, but I do feel like I've seen this type of humor just very, very eerily similar to Amy Poehler, particularly Joy in Inside Out. I feel like you could just you could switch out some of these lines of dialogue, and you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. You know what I mean?
F Major, thank you for the $10 super chat. If we live in a timeline where the original Pokemon Red, Green, Blue were released in 1992 or even 1994 in the US, would you, Doug, be a fan or at least have a less sour reaction to the franchise?
It probably had to be a little before that, maybe closer to like 89 or 90 would probably be when I would start to get into that. And just throw everything into it, because I think that's when I mean, like, Ninja Turtles, I got into like pretty quick out. I got into it like before any of my other friends knew what it was. I was trying to tell like everyone, you got to see that. I just heard this from the video store. You got to watch this. Blah blah blah. So somewhere between like, oh, when that come out, like 86, something like that. Somewhere between like 86 and 90, I feel like would be that sweet spot where I would really jump into it and really get into it. But I want to collect everything, like most fans do. That'd be my guess. Around like early 90s, I might be a little too old for it, but I might just kind of go along with the craze too. Just like, oh, everybody's having fun playing this. I'll learn how to play it.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Favorite scene from Top Secret?
The backwards scene is pretty great. Man, I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm trying to think of one that, like, we always quote. Oh, it's like some sort of horribly written movie and just a little look to the camera. Like, that joke's been done to death now, but back then that was a kind of a unique way of doing that. Yeah, no, I think. Oh, and the underwater fight, that was really, really impressive too. It's probably a toss up between the underwater fight and the whole backward scene.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I had chronic fatigue due to medication. I know how frustrating that can be.
Mm.
It's definitely not fun.
No, there's a really good movie on it. I forget if I shared it on my socials or not, but it's called Unrest, and it was before COVID happened. It was like 2016 is when this was released, and it was about a woman that had. I mean, this is back when you know at that point people were starting to believe that this was a thing and that this was real. But I mean, she was talking about so many people that said no, it's not a thing. You can't test for it. You know all the tests we do have show you're fine and everything, but it's like something's happening, definitely. And it was a very good movie to show people understand, like, it isn't just being tired, but it's also a good movie for me at least, to keep in mind, to be like, man, am I just really friggin' fortunate when I see like the people that just have it so much worse. I mean, just like walking outside for like a few minutes is like an amazing thing. They could just get so lost in their minds too. So yeah, it's as much as it sucks, I mean, it's nowhere near what like other people have and are going through.
Deshaun, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, you ever consider doing a review for the 2006 Pink Panther?
I never saw it. And the funny thing is, I like the other Pink Panther movies. I never got that into them though. I kind of confuse which ones are which. I mean, I probably remember the first one the most, but so I wasn't like rushing out to see the remake, and I heard it didn't look good to me, and I heard mixed things. I heard some people say, "Oh, actually, it wasn't that bad," or people say, "How dare they try to remake the original?" So, but I guess Eddie Murphy is playing him now. I think he just said he's going to play Inspector Clouseau. So that'll be interesting. And honestly, I like that choice more than Steve Martin. Steve Martin's almost too obvious, like too zany, silly. Where Eddie Murphy, I'm like, oh, okay, like he can add a new spin to it. Where I feel like Steve Martin's just going to be Steve Martin but French. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you know that Tom and Jerry's Don't You Believe It line is a reference to a 1940s horror radio program with the same name?
Yeah, I just found that out. I found it out after I did some sort of video where I just said, I don't know what it's about. It's so crazy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it is a reference to the show. Isn't that so funny when that happens, when a cartoon series will make a reference to something that's popular at the time, almost to write off of that popularity, and then people don't remember that, but they remember the cartoon show, and then that same thing kind of becomes popular because of that. I find that so fascinating. But I did find that out eventually. I have heard some clips where they'll say something. The opening was always, somebody would say something that sounds crazy, and they always have a person say, "Don't you believe it," with the echo and everything. So yeah, yes, I do know that now. I wish I referenced that in the video.
Mini Disaster, thank you for the £5 super chat. Deep Cover is a film I watched not expecting much, but found exceptionally funny. It's on Prime and has quite a star-studded cast. 8 out of 10 would recommend.
Deep Cover.
Deep Cover.
Oh yeah, it's a newer film. Yeah, it came out this year. Never even heard of it. All right, try to check it out.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. In the original Goosebumps, did Slappy the Dummy scare the crap out of you?
No. I'm way too old for that. Also, dolls and like, dummies and stuff like that, I think they're cool. I think they're cool like in a fun, weird, creepy way, but do they actually scare me? Not usually. Like I said, I'm more like, I have more fun looking at the design of them and how they make them kind of look creepy and weird and stuff like that. I'll say the creepiest ones are the ones that don't look like Annabelle, where they're obviously trying to make them scary. The creepiest ones are the ones where they're trying to look sincere, they're trying to look genuine, and they just fail. Those are the ones that are the most eerie.
Budabot, thank you for the $5 super chat. Ever seen the rotoscope animated show on Amazon called Undone? With Bob Odenkirk and Battle Angel Alita just started the second season just now.
It's phenomenal. Not enough people talk about, and it is a perfect 2-season show. They did the first season, they have a little cliffhanger, and then I don't know if they were told you had to wrap it up in 2, or if they're just like, no, we have 2. That's all we need. But it wraps up perfectly by the time we got to the end. I could see some people maybe being frustrated by the ending, but my wife and I were watching. We were just like, that was perfect. That was the absolute perfect ending for it. It's really fantastic. I know it's from the people that did like BoJack Horseman. Obviously, that's a phenomenal show. And yeah, it really is one of those shows. Anything Rosa Salazar is in, I'm interested in because she picks really interesting projects. Like, they don't all work, they're not all spectacular, but they're always interesting. So yeah, that's probably one of the best things she's been in.
Newman Production, thank you for the $10 super chat. Would movies by RKO Pictures be considered for Disney-cember since they were involved with their early movies? Films like The Most Dangerous Game, King Kong 1933, and Are We Done Yet are among the list.
If I get really desperate, maybe. Okay, you're right. They do the little RKO presents and then the little Disney logo and everything. And I always try to add something new every year, and I'm just like, I don't know. I guess I can still find something that's. I had to see what movies they made. When you said King Kong, I'm kind of like, well, maybe there's something there.
Stead, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug. I usually don't bring attention to my birthday, but I'm turning 20 tomorrow, so I'm kind of amped up right now. Hope your summer's been great.
Yeah, well, enjoy your 20, man. Happy early birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Enjoy your 20s. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits and Fantastic Four First Steps. What do you think of? I don't think it's a spoiler. I don't think it's a spoiler. What do you think of Galactus?
That's not.
Okay, I couldn't remember if they showed that in the trailers or not, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, no, they do. I thought it was pretty intimidating. I would have liked a little. I thought when they show him walking through the city in the teasers, I was hoping there was going to be a little bit more practical effects with that. But of course, you're going to have to use CG somewhere. No, I thought he was pretty intimidating. I like the question of why is he after what he's after. That mystery going on was good. I liked the dread building up to him. No, I actually thought for the most part he was done pretty well.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. How much of a super chat would I have to send you to finish the series Hilda? Doug cannot be bought.
Never. That piece of what I saw I really liked. Again, there's just too many other things I want to check out. And I do like that show, but I mean, nothing shouts at me like, you got to finish it now. The cliffhanger, you know what I mean? It's not like one of those shows, but that's also the charm of it. It is a smaller show, and it is a super charming show. I know they did a movie. I'm trying to remember if I even saw the movie. I remember the plot of the movie. I think I saw it. That's kind of the thing about it. It's both the pro and the con is that you can see it, like it, and then I forget a lot of what happens in it. But that's kind of what's supposed to be. It's supposed to more give you a mood, just kind of a good feeling after you're done watching it. And then in my opinion, you're supposed to kind of forget the rest of it. But that's one of the reasons I'm not in a rush to see the rest. But I really should. But Heather's right. I can't be bought, damn it.
Fate Alchemist, thank you for the raid over on Twitch. Welcome, Raiders.
Thank you.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. A couple of weeks ago, you insinuated that Crypto was not a good boy. Please elaborate.
Just see the movie? I mean, he's jumping.
Wrong!
He destroys.
I was instructed to say that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, he destroys like he destroys his home all the time. He's always jumping on him. I mean, what he does to spoiler at the like flinging her around and stuff like that. I'm just like, he says he's not that good a boy.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you have multiple copies of the same movie in your collection?
At the studio, yeah. Well, now I guess they're in storage. Where are all those Blu-rays?
I think they're mostly in storage. I think they're in
storage. Yeah, we're just like, why are we holding on to all these? Well, it's just easier to have them in storage. But yeah, sometimes we have extra copies there. Here, I mean, maybe like I might have a DVD copy of a movie. I have a Blu-ray as well. I do have a big bin downstairs. I was gonna like give to Goodwill of just DVDs that I didn't get a chance. Like I don't need anymore because I have the Blu-ray, but it's also really heavy, so I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. 2 different endings for Wild Robot. 1, instead of saying her name, she says, "But you can call me Mom." 2, Roz closes her eyes and nuzzles Bright Bill's beak, and one of her lights makes it look like it's glowing.
I can see that. Yeah, both are bad. I like the ending, the original ending too. The only thing I didn't get into was the climax, and I know that's really a nitpick because you need some sort of climax there or whatever. But I don't know. I had the same issue in like Kiki with the blimp or Totoro with the mother and everything. I'm just like, I don't think all these always need a climax. You just need a conflict. I thought the conflict with the storm was enough for me.
L Cartoon, thank you for the 100 MX through Super Chat. Watching Nostalgia Critic since 2009 as an adult on the spectrum, I appreciate that I can still count with this constant despite the occasional change. Thank you for being awesome.
Thank you for watching for so long. Absolutely.
We love a good consistent schedule. JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Interesting idea for Jurassic World Rebirth for a rant is where the heck did Site C come from? It was never mentioned in the original movies.
I mean, where do all those islands come? And you don't need them. This is actually the one that probably makes the most sense. It's an island made just to do experiments on like new creations, new dinosaurs that might not get along with like just the original dinosaurs. That at least makes it a little bit more sense. Why is there another island in Lost World? There is no point to that because they don't blow up the island in the movie. So it's like, why don't they just go back to the same island?
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I meant the parrots situation was better handled on Smallville than it was in Superman.
Gotcha. Okay. Like the apparently they do something similar in there. I believe you. Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking that out.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. I haven't seen Fantastic Four First Steps yet, so I was wondering in the movie, what do you think of Mr. Fantastic? Do you think he's a good leader?
Yeah, all those actors, I like to see a little bit more of before we got to this point, and I'd like to see one more movie before they go and like join the Avengers and stuff. At the same time, I can see them like in a lineup. I can see them interacting well off of other Avengers characters. So yeah, no, and they're all played fantastic. They are such good actors. So yeah, no, I thought it was handled pretty well.
Crass, thank you for the $20 super chat. Between We Bear Bears and Hoppers, it kind of feels like Daniel Chong has kind of the same sense of humor as you. They even did that one Rocky and Bullwinkle joke about Roger Rabbit in that Hoppers trailer with Avatar.
Yeah, that trailer didn't do much for me. But you know what? That might be a good sign because a lot of times when Pixar has really bad trailers, they usually lead to good movies, and Pixar kind of almost famously has bad trailers. So hopefully that's a good sign. And I didn't know it's the same person who did We Bear Bears. With that said, I never have seen We Bear Bears, so maybe I should watch it.
Crass, thank you for the $10 super chat. I say on We Bear Bears too, because when I saw that TMNT satirizing episode of it, you saying Dante Bosco from that Avatar top 11 list went off in my head.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, again, I think I gotta watch it.
Brennan, thank you for the $10 super chat. Any part of the new Fantastic Four movie that you wish the past Fantastic films had?
Wait. Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Any part of the new Fantastic Four movie that you wished the past Fantastic films had? Yeah,
gotcha. I was hearing it. Yeah, I mean, it is like it's just overall a better movie. I mean, it's the best of like the Fantastic Four movies, just not that high a bar. Yeah, most of it. Honestly, I thought the question was going to be anything from the last films that I would want in this one. I think that's probably the better question. In which case, yes, I do want the origin in there. I do want more of their life after their powers and seeing how it's affecting them. I still can't get over that shot where the Thing looks at the TV of his human self. It goes off, and then he's looking at his reflection, and they never do anything with that. I mean, that is mind blowing to me. Whenever I'm like, well, was I too harsh? Was I about like that's the shot that comes in my head? I'm like, no, like that's not cool. That is like just bonkers to me. But with that said, yes, everything else that like the film is doing in terms of like encompassing the dread and these charming actors and creating this new world, I mean, like it is done well. I just wish that I wish it was an origin story. That I think that would have fixed a lot.
Sorry, chat. I think you saw my computer glitch for a second there. That was my PC. I apologize. I don't know what happened, but we're all good and we're here. Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. I never in my life would have imagined a more icky family love situation than Marty and Lorraine from Back to the Future. Thanks for showing me Rob Schneider figured it out. No THC amount will ever erase that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a little weird. And there are some things that like with that Cody Banks movie, I love seeing people's reactions to that because they're like, I grew up with this. I don't remember this being that creepy. And I do think there's kind of a different mindset of like people would look at things differently if you either a kid's film or b a comedy. And just sort of be like, well, let's make it a little emotional because we know people are going to go into this not really caring anyway. So maybe we can just kind of try this type of humor. I think that's more what was going on. But knowing that Schneider also wrote it, you do kind of go, what was the mindset through some of this?
The Firstborn, thank you for the $5 super chat. Might be a stretch and doesn't say much, but Superman 2025 might be the most practical shot Superman in a while. Lots of CG, but the behind the scenes didn't lie.
Man, I mean, it's a lot of CG. I mean, and that's almost to the film's credit, just CG is kind of everywhere now. And to some extent, I get it. I mean, you're having a guy fly around and shoot lasers. And I mean, it's
spoilers. No, just kidding.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Superman
Some
flies?
people would be like, hey. I still think it's so funny when people were so angry that I said Lois flew a spaceship. They're like, spoiler. Oh my God. How could you ruin that?
That is a bit of a spoiler, Doug.
Is it?
Yes.
It's in the trailer.
It's in the trailer, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was in the trailer.
Okay. I mean, if that ruined the film for you, boy, it had a lot going for it, didn't it? But I mean, just people in general. But yeah. So but in terms of practical effects and stuff, I mean, it is just everywhere in movies now, especially superhero movies. So, and again, part of me gets it, but maybe you're right. Maybe there is more in there, and I do have to see behind the scenes. But I'll say everything in the center of the screen always looked like it was there. You know, Superman always looked like he was there. Lois always looked like she was there, and everything. So, yeah, I guess that counts for something.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi, Doug. Have you seen the sci-fi series Happy or perhaps read Grant Morrison's original comic of the same name? It's a really twisted, mean-spirited, and even more adult version of Roger Rabbit, except with an imaginary friend instead of an animated cartoon character. Seems like something I think you might like. That sounds vaguely familiar. I may have watched a couple episodes of that.
I remember seeing, the commercial for it. It looked interesting. And then I never heard from it again. It does look like a show I want to check out, actually. I totally forgot it existed. I do remember thinking to myself, I want to see what's up with this show. So I probably will check it out at some point.
F Major, thank you for the $5 super chat. Speaking of 20th anniversaries and getting old, do you have any plans for the 20th anniversary of the Nostalgia Critic in 2027 or 2028?
You know, so many people come up to me and say, I can't wait to see what you have planned. I can't wait to do blah, blah, blah. Right now, I have nothing. And so much of that is because I do have this thing. But I'll say this, I've been saying this the past couple of weeks. The past 4 or 5 weeks have been pretty good with it. Like, I do have it. I think yesterday, was it yesterday? Yesterday, the day before, I did get knocked out for about an hour and a half. But that's kind of it. Like, I do have things where I'll still kind of go like that and get brain foggy and stuff, but they're very short and they're very, very spread out. So it is the first time in a while where it's like, okay, I'm kind of like feeling energy to kind of do stuff again, put more time into something. But that's always when it comes back and it just screws up everything. So I'm just like, but this is probably the longest I've gone with it. So long story short, right now, I don't have anything. We'll definitely do something. I don't know what yet. But in terms of like something that's taking years and years to plan, no, mostly because I do have to deal with this thing. But I would love if this thing was at the very least under control or, God forbid, gone by the time that happens. Because, yes, I would like to do something, really nice and big for it.
Mini Disaster, thank you for the £5 super chat. My worst film, Sharknado 3, no joke. I told my then boyfriend, now fiance, if he owed all the minutes I was wasted watching it to this day, he lets me pick.
Interesting. I don't usually hear that one. Maybe I'll have to check it out. I've only seen the first one.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. The best Lex so far, I still think, was Michael Rosenbaum
Uh,
from Smallville.
but-
It's
gotcha.
Smallville again.
You're probably, yeah. Well, you could be right. I do like Clancy Brown quite a bit from that. And again, I thought it was John Glover. I was wrong. In the Death of Superman animated movie, I really like the guy who voiced that Lex quite a bit. It's not John Glover, but he really sounds like John Glover.
Mason, thank you for the $5 super chat. Part 1, Doug, I'm not sure if the onion scene from the Smurfs was explained to you or not, so I will gladly tell you. Gargamel was extracting the Smurfs' essence. To be continued.
Can't wait to hear more.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Jaws, what do you think of the scene where they drink and bond with each other?
Oh, it's like one of the best scenes in the movie. I think for most people, that's like the best scene. Because isn't that where he opens up about like in the story what happened to the ship and everything?
Mhm.
If I'm right. Yeah, no, that's a wonderful scene.
Yeah, and today is actually the anniversary of the sinking of the USS Indianapolis.
There you go.
Or was that yesterday? It might be today. I don't. It's
I don't know.
around here. Merrick
Either way,
Lucas-
pretty topical.
Yeah, thank you for the 500 bits. Would you ever consider a Nostalgia Critic review of Godzilla -1?
Yeah, there's a lot of laughs I could get out of that. If I
It is
because
today,
we
I'm
talked
right, by the way.
oh good. Because we talked about doing like a Godzilla month at some point, just of like the newer Godzilla and King Kong movies. Maybe I could fit into there, but I don't know. I think there's enough now where I feel like just those movies would take up the whole month. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of too much else I would add in Nostalgia Critic review that like everyone else hasn't already brought up, but it is very, very good.
Mason, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 2. And their essence was in their DNA, which was in Papa Smurf's tears. The onions were to make him cry to take his essence. Does that make sense?
Yes. Now, if only I remembered the scene, because I think I repressed most of the movie.
Joel, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen the Netflix series You? It's a very fun show.
Yeah, I haven't seen the whole thing. I think I saw maybe half of the first season, and then my wife kept watching because I was like, I don't care to keep watching it. So every once in a while, I'll sort of tune in and see what's going on, and it does get pretty crazy. It starts off pretty crazy, and it only gets crazier.
KJK, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you have any plans to watch the Justice League cartoon? Next to Batman the Animated Series, I think it's some of Bruce Timm's best work.
That's always what I hear. So that's the only reason I want to check it out is because there's been so many recommendations. I've seen bits and pieces of it. And I like it fine. I get the feeling I have to just sit down, watch the whole thing to really take it in and see what people are talking about. So at some point I'll get around to it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, who do you think will be your favorite Mighty Nine character? For me, I know it's going to be Jester. She seems so funny and adorable. It's absolutely going to be Jester for me, too.
Mhm.
I know a couple of my friends, including Ayana, actually, who have cosplayed Jester and who love the character and relate to the character. So I already know it's going to be Jester, 1000%. Joel B, thank you for the 500 bits. In K-pop Demon Hunters, what do you think of the song Soda Pop? It's been stuck in my head for the past 6 days.
It's an earworm, man. The only, again, just because I like Takedown a little bit more, I would listen to that a few more times. But as soon as I heard the Soda Pop song, I'm like, well, that's it. That's the song. That's the song that it's just not gonna leave. And then, thank God, Takedown came on. I was just like, okay, I like this a little bit more. So I put that on a few times. But yeah, no, it's a bop.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. I know you're not the biggest fan of Westerns, but I think you would enjoy The Wild Bunch. It's one of the earliest revisionist Westerns. The cast is great, and the violence is genuinely chilling.
Let me see if I've seen
Wild Bunch.
that one.
Mhm.
69. No, I have not. I know I've heard it's a classic, certainly. You're probably right. I'll try to check it out at some point.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Saw the new Superman. I guess it all comes full circle since it's made by James Gunn. If you don't make a joke of what I'm implying, I'm unsubbing to you.
Oh, because I'm thinking back, it's like, well, he did that movie called Super, but what's the connection? So, oh no, then he also did that the evil Superman movie, right? Was it Brightburn, something like that? Where like the kid comes down and he's like the evil something or other he produced or something. So there's a couple connections there. But yeah, if that's what you're talking about, I agree. If not, I don't know what you're talking about. Unsub.
Easy D, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen or heard about the animated film K-pop Demon Hunters? And if so, what do you think? I thought it was a mix of good and meh.
Oh, I liked it quite a bit.
Thought it was very good.
I was happy when I saw because at the beginning I thought it was just gonna be like a smarter Totally Spies movie. I'm glad it does add more, and it kind of adds it in its own way, and it does so not only as a musical but also incorporating a lot of anime tropes and just Korean tropes like Korean soap operas and stuff. Obviously, K-pop music. Um, yeah, I thought it worked out pretty well. I wish the ending had a the ending I think could be tooled with a little bit because I feel like it looks like it's going to end at one point and then it doesn't. It keeps going. And then when it gets to that ending, it doesn't overstay its welcome, but I actually could have used a little bit more. So like there's a few pacing issues with the ending, but no, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
We're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit
I
here.
gotcha.
Joel B, thank you for the 500 bits. Knowing that you're a big fan of Michael Jackson, have you ever checked out MJ the Musical on stage? It's a fantastic show, and they really do justice to the classic songs, especially Smooth Criminal and Thriller.
No, but sounds cool.
Epic Kevster, thank you for the $5 super chat. Can't see the term hot chick without thinking of that one Sonic Females video where he's like, the Sonic series is hot chick heaven.
I'll have to trust you. I haven't seen it.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you and or Rob and Brad do a midnight screening for the Naked Gun?
Yeah, I'm planning to with Brad.
Taylor with Ty, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you guys do the Studio Ghibli tier list? And do you have any tier lists planned for the future? We did it yesterday. The VOD is still up and available on Twitch. And I have a whole list of possible tier lists to do. We just got to hit our goals. Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doing an NC for Cocktail, Pretty Women, and or The Rock would be a good way to cover the adult Disney angle in one or more reviews if you ask me. Haha.
Oh, sort of the touchstone angle. I don't know how I could get The Rock. Maybe I could get a couple things out of.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Ron Swanson, what the heck are you doing in a Smurfs movie? You're Nick Offerman, not George Lopez. Heck, Lopez didn't even come back for the Smurfs too.
It's a good point. I never thought about that.
New Man Production, thank you for the $10 super chat. Have you gotten to watch Monarch, Legacy of Monsters? Kurt and Wyatt Russell star in the show, playing the same character from two different time stamps who's on the hunt for Godzilla.
No, I've never even heard of it. Try to check it out.
Taylor with Ty, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the trope where two characters are arguing and one says something they shouldn't have, leaving the other standing to gasp and walk away?
It depends what they say. I mean, it's like, what do you think of the trope of two people fighting? It's like, it depends what they're fighting over and how they're fighting, you know?
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. And catch me if you can. What do you think of Frank getting caught, seen, and getting to prison?
There's a couple Frank getting caught scenes. Yeah, it depends which one you're talking about.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Someone in the chat asked me which Smurfs film I thought was worse, 2011 and 2025. All I could say was yes. If it didn't work twice, just keep going. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't follow it.
Monster Society, thank you for the 500 bits. When Jack Kirby pitched the idea of Silver Surfer to Stan Lee way back when, Stan asked, why is he on a surfboard? Kirby barked at him, 'cause I'm tired of drawing spaceships. This has nothing to do with the recent movie. I just love that story.
That's a funny story. I like it.
That is awesome. Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. There was a Batman Beyond two-parter where Superman appeared and all the people, surprisingly enough, he was voiced by surprisingly enough, he was voiced by Christopher McDonald.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't gotten too far into Batman. It was Batman Beyond, right? That's what they were saying?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I gotta watch more of that.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Hasbin Hotel, what do you think of Angel's boss Valentino? I think the show does a good job at making you despise him, and I think him and Vox, the TV demon, are a good duo.
This is gonna sound awful. I gotta look on Valentino.
Valentino, yeah, he's like Angel's boss / pimp.
That's the character. Okay. I don't know why when I heard Angel for some reason I thought Charlie. I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, no, I agree. He's a pretty good he's a menacing little stinker.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you hear the rumor of Christopher Reeve reading the Sup Girl script and then ended up turning it down? Maybe they mean Supergirl script?
Maybe. I want to see him in Sup Girl. No, yeah, I heard of that. They kept going for more and more people, and they just kept turning it down. And all they got was Jimmy Olsen and Popeyes.
The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Today, Doug reminded me of Brave and Sea. That's like promising the action of a young Steven Seagal movie and getting the action of an old Steven Seagal movie.
Brave and Sea? Okay. So I don't know what that means.
Ricky, thank you for the $10 super chat.
Oh, so, like the idea of a Brave NC. Gotcha.
Yes,
okay.
The
yes,
Brave
I
the
agree.
movie. Yeah.
Brave. Gotcha. Okay.
Ricky, thank you for the $10 super chat. So with Avengers Doomsday coming soon and Fantastic Four already out, which name do you find seriously? Victor Von Doom or Victor Von Dam? Van Dam is from Marvel's Ultimate Universe comic.
That one's a little funnier, actually. Even though I know it's like a real name.
Von Dame, I bet is what it's supposed to be.
Oh, Von Dame. Von
okay.
Dame.
Yeah, never mind. My bad.
Oh, why could it be Van Dam?
Van Dam is funnier.
Get Van Dam.
Van Dame, I think, is what it is.
Yeah, probably Van Dame then.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Much like Batman Superman movie, would you also do a proper NC for Return of the Joker as well and cover both versions of it while you're at it too?
I did a video talking about the Joker's death, and I don't know. I feel like I'd just be repeating a lot of that, even though I know there's more to the movie. So probably not, but I've said never before and gone back on it.
AOTV, thank you for the $5 super chat. Type in underwater shark statue and your fear of sharks will kick into overdrive.
Well, I'm just too damn curious.
Are you actually going to do it? Underwater
shark
shark statue.
Look at that. That is cool. That's like a shark from The Nightmare Before Christmas. That is awesome. Thank you for that.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Between Hats Off Video, Blues Brother 2000 saying it's not that bad and Siskel giving it thumbs up, I'm glad there's some who enjoyed it. In fact, I'm jealous that I liked Believe Me, I Tried.
I mean, the blues is good. The music is good. I still stand by that would have been a great concert film if they just brought those scenes to play in between songs, like a touring concert. That would have been all right. But as a movie, I don't think it worked.
Also, Ricky is clarifying that it is like Jean-Claude Van Damme. It is Van Damme, not Van Dame. All right.
Well,
okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I think, well, in that case, maybe Von Doom is okay. Even though I know Van Damme's a real name.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Plan to cover The Running Man 1987 in or outside of Nostalgia before the new movie comes out. Things to say about it either way, certainly.
Yeah, I've been debating whether not to do it because I know it's coming. The new one's coming out in November, so I have to think about it. But either that or The Monkey. I really want to talk about The Monkey a lot. That's a Stephen King movie too.
Yoru, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Doug, did you lose your hair after the Avatar review, or is your baldness a style choice? Genuine question. Also, I'm balding. Should I just embrace it?
A little bit column A, a little bit column B. For me, I've never been good at doing anything with my hair. I wish I did it years ago. Things are a lot easier bald. Whenever somebody shaves their head, I'm like, my brother! Because, yeah, just everything's so much easier. So, I mean, if you're on the fence about it, I mean, like, I did. Just, you don't have to worry about it getting messed up or putting gel in it or styling it or anything. I mean, you just... once or twice a week, you shave in the shower. That's it. Super easy.
A lover of cinema, thank you for the 500 bits. Favorite moment from James Gunn's Superman? Remember, no spoilers, please.
Boy, that's rough. Maybe the talk with his dad. I like that scene quite a bit.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Homework assignment for both of you. Have Walter watch Ghibli movies. We can't force him to do anything. He's a grown adult.
Can we? No.
We'll strap him down. Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. I feel like you don't need to add any more new things to Disney-cember at this point. You got plenty to work with already at this point. It's not needed.
We talked about that, about whether or not do we just stop adding stuff. We might get to that point. There's still a few things I could add, though.
Sneed, thank you for the $5 super chat. Loved the Pokemon re-review. Where do you think the line is between children's entertainment featuring fun characters and immortal commercialism?
I don't
Immoral,
mind.
not immortal. My brain really read that wrong.
Okay, gotcha.
Immoral commercialism.
I don't know. There has to be a fun embracing of the productivity and kind of acknowledging. I always call it it's either, I used to say creatively soulless, but I should really say no, it still sounds pretty good. Yeah, like it's soulless, but it's so creative in how soulless it is. It's kind of fun. I really like the Michael Bay Transformers movie because it's clearly a commercial, but they just so embrace it and have fun and just pander hard in the most entertaining way. So stuff like that I don't mind. I don't mind the original Transformers and He-Man and Turtles and stuff. There is something about when you say gotta catch them all that is just so painfully obvious.
Giancarlo, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, sorry for being gone. I discovered a scrapped MK villain who went by the name Mun-chan. Mun-chan. I also own 28 years later. Watch the movie.
I'll get to it at some point.
Monster Society, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will there be another Universal sometime? Walter did such a great job. I'd love to hear his thoughts on The Bride of Frankenstein in particular.
Good question.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it definitely took a lot out of him, so he's kind of feeling it out.
Future movie actor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Well, I'm happy to point out when my own birthday is certainly, Doug. Haha. It's this Friday, actually, and I'm going to be 34.
Well, happy birthday to you. Just happy birthday to everyone, whatever your birthdays are. Happy birthday to you.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. The Fantastic Four film I thought was the 2005 story. I hope in Doomsday we get to learn more about them.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Favorite Kim Basinger performance outside of Batman and LA Confidential?
But I guess this movie wasn't very popular when it came out, but I kind of thought she was fun in My Stepmom's an Alien. I thought that was a cute performance.
Mason, thank you for the $5 super chat. If you guys thought The Substance was peak body horror, watch Together, which just released. It's amazing. I enjoyed it a lot more than The Substance.
I'll probably see it this weekend because I know my wife's going to want to see that movie. And I think you're right. I think it is coming out this weekend. So I'll probably see it.
Nathan, thank you for the $10 super chat. What is your thoughts on movies that need explaining? Like if you watch a video that has to explain the reason or purpose of a movie and now it's great, can you say the movie communicates properly?
It depends on the movie. I like some films that sometimes are supposed to be a little vague. You can interpret a couple things about it. Those are becoming some of my favorites, honestly. And it could be I'm just bombarded by very direct commentary now. But there's nothing wrong with direct commentary, too. One of my favorite books is Animal Farm. That's very direct. But at the same time, you could also just read it not knowing what it's supposed to represent and still get a lot out of it. And maybe that's the thing. There should still be something, either a feeling or an idea that's conveyed, even if you can't say directly what it is.
Ricky, thank you for the $5 super chat. I don't know if you two ever seen the show Gotham, but do you think Batman's villains is better adapted in that show than the movies, especially Mr. Freeze? Haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I hear it's pretty good, though.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you do a full Nostalgia Critic review of the first Utopia for the sequel? I'm curious to see if your thoughts have changed.
Maybe. I did do a Disney-cember on it, where I did change my thoughts a little bit. After I did the vlog of it. And I did like it more. My initial, even though I did like it originally, I thought it, again, we were talking about direct commentary. That movie's very direct, and then when I first saw it, that kind of bothered me, but now I'm kind of like, all right, I get now what it's doing. It kind of needs to be direct. And the issue, this is going to be an interesting thing to do a video on, is everybody trying to copy that now? Because I feel like after that movie's when the really direct commentary started hitting. And it could just be a coincidence, could be just the way the ways were going. But I felt like after that, that's when everything is like, this represents only this, that represents only that, that kind of uh communicating there. So that'd be an interesting video.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Favorite episode and character from the Boondocks? For me, it's Die Tryin' when they try to sneak in to see Soul Plane 2 and Uncle Ruckus, no relation.
I haven't seen the whole show, and I really should. And I haven't seen it in years. I mean, since it came out, I think I've just seen the first season. So I'd really have to go back and watch them again because, like, I remember a moment. I definitely remember like attitudes and just this grit to it and everything, and some good laughs. But man, I'd have to go back and watch it again because it's been over 10 years since I've checked it out.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. Do either of you have an interest in Chainsaw Man? I know the movie is coming out soon, and it should be a nice story of boy meets girl, girl likes boy and girl break up, boy grows chainsaws while riding a flaming shark towards girl who has a bomb for a head while riding a tornado out of intestines. Typical love story.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I want to. Just hearing that, it sounds amazing.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. For you, Heather, having fun isn't hard when you got a library card. Indeed. Devian, thank you for the $14 super chat. Hi, Doug and Heather. Have you ever seen Jeepers Creepers and Fear.com? If so, what are your thoughts, and will you do an NC review of them?
No, but I hear Jeepers Creepers is actually good. So at some point I should probably watch it. Maybe I'll put it down. I think I have that written down, but just in case, I'll write it down.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. The new season of Rick and Morty actually guest starred James Gunn and Zack Snyder together in one episode. It was nice to see that both could have a sense of humor about themselves. Oh, absolutely.
I know they were animated in there. I didn't know they did the voices. That's really, really cool.
James, thank you for the $10 super chat. Notice how each of the prequel villains represents what Anakin would become. With Maul, a figure driven by anger and hate, Dooku, a fallen Jedi, and Grievous, a former biological being turned machine.
I think that's probably deeper than even Lucas was thinking. That's very perceptive, actually.
The fifth, Chris, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you ever watch the show House with Hugh Laurie? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I tried. I can't because I grew up with Hugh Laurie in British comedies. And whenever I hear him trying to do that American accent, I can't take it seriously. Because I know in real life he sounds like this. Oh, twilly up, twilly down, whoop, whoop, twilly dee. I can't do it. It's impossible for me. I know a lot of people that love it. My wife watched the show and everything, and I just can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Will, thank you for the $10 super chat. Another thing I wanted to know your thoughts on, the 2005 and 2007 Fantastic Four movies are by no means good, but maybe enjoyable enough for kids, in my opinion.
I see kids like it. I'm the design of, like, the suits and the thing and even Doctor Doom, like that, they look good. It's something I wish that would kind of carry over into the later movies. But the designs don't look bad, but it's like, oh, I wish, like, those did look really good in the original.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on the new South Park episode? Guys, without bringing politics into it, what do you think?
I haven't seen. I know what happens. It's everywhere in the news. But I haven't seen it. I know they've made fun of him before, but never this full force. They usually try to balance it out a little bit more. So I guess I can't comment until I see the episode.
All right, we have 2 minutes for maybe a couple of questions here from the chat. Blablick Block over on Twitch asks, have you ever played Undertale? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, I hear it's fun, but I also hear it's kind of not for me. Like, it wouldn't be a game I would get into, but I am curious about it because I know it has such a following.
Bat Fan over on YouTube asks, thoughts on Whiplash? For me, I thought it was fine. It was a little overhyped.
I haven't seen it. And I get the feeling I'm going to agree with you, but I really should see it to determine on my own.
Sean over on Twitch says, Heather, you're a fan of anime involving talking animals like Hamtaru, so you must have liked Samurai Pizza Cats. I know technically they're robots, but I'd still like to know your thoughts. I actually didn't watch too much of Samurai Pizza Cats. I knew of it, but I was not a big fan of it. I'm sorry.
I hear it's pretty fun with like the improv and everything.
Yeah. July Media over on YouTube says Nostalgiaween 2025, Five Nights at Freddy's, House of Wax with Paris Hilton, The Dark Tower, or Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Okay, all of them. No. Maybe Five Nights at Freddy's, but I need to be a super fan. That's the thing, and I'm not. I really should leave that to the super fans.
We could have you play Five Nights at Freddy's, Doug. That can
I
be
mean, I guess they're not.
arranged.
I mean, I played the first one, but I know they keep going, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something there.
Yeah, maybe. And this will have to be the last one. JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Thank you for a good stream, guys. Hope you have a good Wednesday night.
Back at you. Thank you so much.
Indeed. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, as usual, for joining us here tonight. We super, super appreciate it. The next time that we have a stream here is tomorrow on Twitch, where Malcolm, speaking of Undertale, will be playing Undertale for the first time. So if you're interested in seeing Malcolm experience that game, come on over to Twitch tomorrow evening. And Doug should be back on Friday. Again, we're really sorry about last week. It was just a whole internet issue that then led to a whole bunch of video and coding issues that I couldn't quite sort out in the back end with YouTube, with green screens and all this jazz. So
we had a storm the day before and the power went out for like hours and hours. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But it was just a solid 0 the whole time.
Yeah. So Doug will be back on Friday, most likely. So, yes.
In Avengers Doomsday, yes.
But have a wonderful night, everyone, and we will see y'all later. Bye!
Bye-bye!